First and Second Kings is really the story of a train wreck. Everything goes wrong for Israel and Judah in First and Second Kings. Before this, Saul and David were the kings of the United Monarchy. First Kings starts really with the end of David's life, and Solomon, one of his sons, takes over. As the story progresses, you see that most of the kings do evil in the sight of the Lord. And what does this mean? Well, they come into this constant rivalry with one another. The kingdom splits apart into the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah, and there's always conflict between the two. Civil war. Well, it ends up being bloody and violent, and betrayals happen all the time, and this rivalry for power. It's based in this rivalry for power, kingship, in these two kingdoms. It's horrific. But what the Bible is trying to do, and what First and Second Kings is trying to do, is tell us how we get caught up in these rivalries with one another. We still do this today, and how it leads to separation, violence, destruction with one another. The answer, I think, is also given in First Kings, and it's given in the first 3 chapters of this book. In the beginning, David is dying, and he makes Solomon king. And the first orders that David gives to his son is for revenge. There have been some people who have betrayed David during his kingship, and he wants revenge. And so Solomon enacts this revenge. And this is really the spiral that happens in the book. It begins here. This is the foundation for the violence that happens throughout the rest of the book, but it also shows the way out. Solomon God comes to Solomon in a dream, and God says, "What do you want? What do you want?" And Solomon says, "I want wisdom." And God says, "You have asked for the right thing. You haven't asked for wealth. You haven't asked for honor. You haven't asked for me to kill your enemies. And so I will give you everything that you have asked. I will give you wisdom, and I will give you everything you haven't asked for. I will give you honor and wealth." It doesn't say I will kill your enemies for you. Throughout Kings, there's kind of this idea that God is behind this violence that's going on. But here that gets critiqued, because God doesn't say, "I will kill your enemies." God just says, "I will give you wisdom and honor and wealth." This is what God is about. It critiques, it undermines everything else, this God of violence that can be misconstrued throughout the rest of the book. This critiques that. God is not about death. God is about life. You see this right away in the first act of wisdom that Solomon does. These 2 prostitutes, this is a genius story. These 2 prostitutes come to Solomon, and one of them they both have just had a child. One of them, they're both sleeping with their child, and one of them rolls over and suffocates her child. And that one comes to Solomon with the other one who has the child and says, "That woman stole my child." And they get in this kind of rivalry over whose child this baby belongs to. And Solomon says, "Okay, I know how to solve the problem. Give me a sword, we'll chop the baby in half, and you can both share the baby." Solomon wants to solve this problem through violence. And the one who's not the mother says, "Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. That way we can both share the baby." And the real mother says, "No, I don't want the baby if it's going to mean the baby's death. I don't want to solve this through violence." And Solomon knows right away who the real mother is. And so he gives the baby back to the real mother, who was willing to give up everything so that this baby might live. This, I think, is the answer. So many of our problems are solved through violence. And here it gets critiqued. Solomon goes back to the ways of violence throughout his kingship. He goes back to the ways of Egypt throughout these sessions we've been focusing on Egypt and how the Exodus is a story of getting away from Egypt. Well, Solomon, his first relationships with another country is Egypt. He gets horses and chariots from Egypt. He has forced slavery like Egypt. He builds the temple off of the back of forced labor. This is critiquing Solomon and saying, you're not different than Egypt. And here's this story about violence and this critique of violence that I think is the foundation for understanding what's going on in this book, the story of the prostitutes. So those are my thoughts on 1 Kings, the train wreck, and how the answer is shown through this nonviolent giving of what you truly desire up so that you can have reconciliation. So those are my thoughts. Love to hear what you think. Thanks. Bye.